you have a story that is not just unique to you in the sense of what you went through growing up in and out of juvenile homes at 17, sentenced to 20 years. And you also aren't the first guy who's ever been in prison that had dreams of doing something else, had dreams of inspiring, had dreams of transcending their circumstances. But you've done it in a way like we've never seen.
I just think a lot of discipline. It's hard growing up in the streets in any ghetto in America. And you got to navigate the shit. You know, you go through identity crisis. Then prison bring a whole lot of other shit on it. But when I was, like I tell people, when I was in, I wasn't in jail, I was in Yale, I wasn't in prison. I was in Princeton, I wasn't in the state pen, I was in Penn State. I made a decision to myself when I was in prison, that old shit ain't gonna work. The old conversations, the street shit, and I gotta start reading more, I gotta start looking at things that's outside of our culture. What happens sometimes to us in the ghetto, especially when you're coming from prison, whatever, a lot of us lack exposure. We're not exposure to new things, different cultures, different environments. Most people only leave the ghetto when they go to prison or when they go to the graveyard. You know how the graveyard be outside of the, it'd be a little, that's the only time we really leave. And I knew that, so I read more. I used to watch a lot of Anthony Bourdain. All his shows, he was one of my favorite guys because he exposed me to life. Damn, there's all this life out there? Because I'm doing. When I get out, I gotta figure life out. So I just locked in on discipline. And I said, when I get home, I'm gonna go hard on me. I'm gonna go hard on change. I'm gonna go hard on some different shit and just seeing different stuff and just learning new stuff and realizing like, hold up, you mean to tell me I could be black and not have to worry about being cool? Because you know, when you be cool, you gotta do a lot of shit to be cool. You gotta get money, you gotta fuck all the chicks, you gotta do all this shit, you gotta dress a certain way, you gotta have a jury, you gotta have a car. But sometimes in the ghetto, you gotta do illegal shit to get that. I was like, fuck all that. Because I wasn't no good criminal because I always got locked up. You know, some of you got a cousin, like, damn, you ain't gonna realize he's 45, he's still going right out of jail. This ain't working. I remember my homeboy when I was younger, his mom said, you motherfuckers can't do wrong right. Y'all need to start learning how to do right. And it hit me when I was in jail. I'm like, yo, man, because I'm not trying to be 50 years old running from the police. I knew that there was more out there. And that technology, I said anything's possible with that shit.